All right, so today I'm going to talk about the difference between being a mortgage broker versus a direct lender. And I could actually talk about both because I've worked in both different spaces. So when you're working with a direct lender, they basically just have one product. They have one particular rate sheet that they could go by as far as seeking options for you when it comes to financing. The difference between that and a mortgage broker is that with a mortgage broker, I have access to multiple different banks and investors where I have possibly more than 20 different rate sheets, possibly a lot more than that, actually. But regardless, I have options. So essentially, I'm doing the shopping for you as a broker for the consumer. So that's probably one of the biggest differences. The other difference is that direct lenders, they typically have their loan officers, that is, typically have a large pipeline. They're usually pretty busy. It's kind of just more so like a quantity aspect of like their goal attainment. Whereas when you're a broker, you're probably going to be just working with maybe a handful of people each month. That doesn't necessarily mean that the online or direct lender is more competent than the mortgage broker. It just means that that's just the way the business model is. The business model is designed for them to have a whole lot of clients at a time, and it translates also with the customer service. So, just an example, if you're dealing with a direct lender and you're buying a home, you might see at certain points of time within the process that the loan officer might be a little bit slow on responding. They might be, and this is no knock on direct lenders at all because I've worked in that space before, but they might even be a little bit um, uninformed on particular scenarios that might fall into that process when you're buying a home. And what I'm talking about is, like, let's say something goes wrong. It's not a big deal to the person who's the direct lender. And the reason why it's not a big deal is because they have that large pipeline. You're just a quantity. No big deal. They'll get another loan. Whereas if you're a mortgage broker, we don't have a large pipeline per month compared to like a direct lender. We'll have a couple customers per month that we're servicing, but we need that loan to close. Like, we're getting compensated based off of that loan closing. So in this point, there's aligned interests. So, and it's also going to show within the customer service. You're going to notice that the mortgage broker is probably going to be a little bit more responsive, a lot more hands-on, probably explain a little bit more thoroughly the process. And that's kind of just, I would say, is probably the largest difference when it comes to service that you'll immediately notice if you're switching over from working with a direct lender to a mortgage broker. Aside from that, being a mortgage broker, we have, as I mentioned before, multiple relationships with different banks, but it gives us the ability, or I should say, it enables us to offer other products outside of like the conventional FHA, VA, USDA, all the vanilla loans. It gives us the ability to basically give you something that you weren't offered if you went to a direct lender. And what I'm talking about is non-qualified mortgage products. So, you have bank statement loans, right? Let's say you're an entrepreneur and all the money that gets deposited is just from just cash business, but you can't really prove it on your tax returns. Well, then great. A bank statement loan would probably be something great for you. Let's say you're a retiree and you have millions of dollars in the bank, but you're only getting $1,100 each month in Social Security, but you want to buy a home. Well, wonderful. I have a non QM product that will allow us to not have to verify your income or verify any employment. You could buy a primary home. The only caveat is that you would have to put anywhere between 20 to 30% down, depending on your credit score. So, uh, as a mortgage broker, we have the products that would probably be best served for people in pretty unique scenarios, which would really just open up more opportunities for people to purchase homes. Um, there's a little bit more to it, but this is kind of just enough, I think, to kind of give people a sense of an idea of the difference between the two. Working with a broker, you're gonna get things done in an expeditious manner. Your customer service response time is probably going to be a lot better than working with direct lender. And again, this is no knock on them because some of them are good. I mean, shoot, I was a good loan officer working for a direct lender, but right now, being a mortgage broker, I have so much more opportunity to help a lot of people.